have a really fun tutorial. It is on footwork variations. So at this point, hopefully you've been working really hard on your basic 8s and your 6s and your spins. So you've got this nice repertoire of good solid basic movements. But the wonderful thing about West Coast Swing is that once you get your structure down, which is very detailed, and you work on it and you put it into muscle memory, you then can start to vary things. You don't have to do everything the same. And that's what's so exciting. That's what causes the dance to constantly feel different. And people just become addicted because there's 1,000 different ways you can do a sugar push. And that is one of the things that makes West Coast Swing truly magical. So we're going to start with some easy ones today, and I'm going to show you them. I'm going to first start with the left foot, and I'm going to do each of the 3 concepts for 8 counts. Then I'll turn around and do it the other direction. So the first one is tap steps. So what that means is we just point and tap, then step, then tap, then step. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now notice all I'm doing is just pointing the leg and straightening with just a little bit of bounce in my knees, but maybe I want to do my hip, right? And my hip, right? For the ladies, this might be really fun. Guys, you too, but this is definitely a little bit more of a feminine thing. But then what if we do the weight transfer? These are called cucarachas. So 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. The next and third one for this section is the crossover triples. Take the free leg, cross it in front. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Now maybe you go to a straight leg. Maybe you keep the legs bent, both of them, and come up onto your toes. It actually doesn't matter. That's the beauty of it. There's more than one way to do everything. So now let me turn around. Let's this time start with the right leg. We're going to start with the 8 counts of taps. So ready and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, cucarachas. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and crossovers. 1 and 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6, 7 and 8. Okay, so why the taps? And how does that work? Because aren't you just doing one weight shift? Yeah, when you tap, there's no weight shift. Then when you step, there is. So there's this funny idea in West Coast Swing that I call dance math. And that is that within a rhythm unit, remember, which is a 2-beat increment comprised of 1 bass drum and 1 snare drum, if you're doing an odd amount of weight transfers, say a triple, which is 3, if you do another odd amount of weight transfers, 1, they're swappable, right? So you're gonna see that when I bring out Dan, any place where you have a triple or an anchor, you could do a tap. So maybe you want to style it up. Maybe you're exhausted and you need to take out some footwork so you can rest for a second. Those are both very legitimate reasons to change your footwork. Okay, so let me bring out Dan the Man, and we're going to show you just within basics that you know, the basics that we've been working on, how you can change things up. So we're mainly just working on the triples. So let's say we do a sugar push and we do the taps. So ready and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So did it move like a sugar push? Did it connect like a sugar push? Yes. So what we did was absolutely acceptable. Okay, so notice the main thing that we're focused on is the connection. The footwork has so many possibilities. The connection really is truly what trumps in importance. So we still stretch as we do this again. 1, 2, we tap, step, we tap, and we settle, resetting that stretch right where we like it, which is nice and firm at about a 3.5. Okay? So now, what if Dan does his taps just the same, but what if I style mine up a little bit? What if I do a little passe on the 5 for my anchor and then settle down into my knees on the 6? Okay, so what if it looks like this? Dance is just gonna be the same. I'll be different. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, we're still in sync, right? Nothing changes. So are these lead? This is an interesting question. There are a lot of variations that are lead. Right now, we are doing variations where each person can choose to do them whenever they would like. So Dan's gonna lead just a few sugar pushes, and we're just gonna see what we do. He might do a tap, I might not, or vice versa, and you're gonna see how it doesn't interrupt the flow of the whole. So ready, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. So notice, because we're still operating within that structure, it works very well. Now, what about if Dan gives me a sugar tap? This might be a great opportunity for me to do a tap. Dan could too, but in turning sideways, I could really do the hips a little bit more, right? So that really kind of gives it some slink and some style. So men, of course, you can do that too, but you don't have to. So it goes 1, 2, 3, step 4, walk around like normal. So notice, even though we're doing these footwork variations, we're still tracking where we are within the structure. Like once we change our 3, we still have to get to the 4, just as if we were doing the normal basic pattern without any variations. So that's one of the things that makes it challenging, but that's one of the reasons why the dance is so much fun. Okay, so now let's do the cucarachas. So instead of the taps, maintaining the triples. So we do our sugar push, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Right? That one's pretty easy. So we'll watch it again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6. Now the great thing is that they don't just fit in sugar pushes. So say we do something else like maybe a basket whip. So maybe the triple on the 3 and 4 where I do the coaster, it just isn't the good option to do some sort of a forward variation, but the anchor sure is. So maybe we do our basket. It goes 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Work that anchor, right? You start to have fun with it and make it into something that feels like your own. Okay, so now the crossover triples. These are kind of cool too. So we do a sugar push and we cross that foot in front on 3. 1, 2, cross 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Right? And again, we don't have to do them together. So we'll do a couple of sugar pushes. Ready? And 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. 1, 2, 3 and 4, 5 and 6. Right? So you don't have to be perfectly in sync with each other. That's half the fun, is that you don't have to be reading each other's minds. The ladies, they get to decide quite a lot in West Coast Swing. And as we get deeper and deeper in and you feel more comfortable, the men welcome that. They learn to welcome the creative input from the follower. Because in this sense, 2 brains is wonderful. We're still leading and following, right? I'm not dictating the pattern, I'm not back leading, but I understand where I can change things. So now let's take a look at another crossover triple. Maybe Dan leads a spin, and maybe for whatever reason, I just don't make it around all the way. Who knows why? That's not important. But let's say that I get to count 4, and I just don't finish all the way. So instead of being like, oh my gosh, I've got to do my perfect anchor like what Kristen said, what you do is allow yourself to roll with where you are, right? I'm not going to force myself. I'm going to use what I have. So when we get to count 4, 1, 2, 3, as we move through, I'm just going to curve that foot in front and roll through that anchor. Watch that again. 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, and 6, and it gives it just a really pretty look. And honestly, maybe I had messed up, but nobody will ever see it. And remember, that's again one of the best things about West Coast Swing. There are no mess ups. There are only golden opportunities for amazingness, right? And that is one of the reasons, again, why people just fall in love with it. So remember, as you're working through this process, there is a lot. And it might be confusing at times, but you just keep plugging away. And I promise you, you are going to be a West Coast Swing addict. That is my purpose. All right, with that said, happy practicing, everybody.